What's up with Liquid's winning support?
That's right. I'm here with Matt after their grueling best of 3-4 series right there, best of 5. Yeah, congratulations on your win. That must have taken a lot for you guys to come back from a remake in that game and then win the next 2. Do you learn anything about yourselves? Do you guys grow as a team during an experience like that? Do you bond?
Yeah, I mean, after game 1, especially for me, because I was messing up a lot. Basically, that game, we just had one big mistake, and it snowballed into us losing the game. So even after game 1, heading into game 2, even though we were winning in the first part of it because of the bug remake, it was really hard after that game 2 to mentally reset. And that's really what it took to have all 5 of our players go through what was a really tough first 2 games. And yeah, we played pretty well after that.
Yes, you did. They say, you know, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I guess you guys are stronger now. People really like to speculate, actually, as to the communication that goes on in-game for teams. Who was the one really bringing the team together, refocusing after that loss, or, you know, was it a group effort?
Oh, for sure, Dardoch. Dardoch was... he was just so commanding that game. I think after game 1 and 2, I was very timid because I was messing up a lot. After the pause, it was really hard for me to just get back into the game. And I thought it'd be just the same for Dardoch, but even though it was just as hard for him, he really picked it up, and I'm really proud to call him my teammate.
Yeah, he really seems to be growing into one of those great leaders. Now I have another question about a different teammate, Fabi in the bottom lane. Everybody's also speculating about, oh, Fabi versus Piglet. Let's just narrow it down. You're the guy that plays with them in lane. For you, what is the biggest difference between these games I have with Fabi and the games I had with Piglet?
So I think the biggest difference, it wouldn't be like mechanical. I feel like Fabi is definitely going to be closer to Piglet than a lot of the LCS AD carries. I think he's decently close. It's just what really comes down to is experience. Like in a lot of situations, Fabi doesn't know quite as much as Piglet would. Like Piglet, for every situation, he knows what he's doing. So the difference is I am usually the one following around Piglet, but with Fabi, I have to be the one who, you know, steps up, talks more, and just really has to dictate where me and Fabi go.
Well, you guys look good with that Braum Jhin combo. A couple of kills there. Now, your next game coming up is Envy. Did double check it. What do you think right now? Because Envy, they've gone through some trouble last week. They lost a couple games with a pretty hard schedule. What do you think you guys have really identified as their biggest weakness right now?
Oh, geez, man, they're right behind me. Come on. I feel like I think Envy is a pretty good team. I think they do pretty well for. Very good team, actually.
Great team, guys.
I feel like they're about.
Is it Laud?
Yeah, they're definitely going to win the next game, so they're really strong.
Nice. All right. Well, congratulations on your win, and good luck on your win, guys. We're going to send it over to the desk now. Or no desk.
That's right, there's no desk.
No desk. Kobe trying to start like an all-out brawl there on the LCS stage.
Like, they're right behind me.
Matt hasn't looked yet, so I'm going to ask him some kind of question that's going to piss a lot of people off, and we're going to have our first real fist fight.
Hey, Dash, how
on
do you feel about the
LCS
cameraman right here?
stage. Yeah, oh, I hate him.
Yeah, they're the worst.
No, we have the best crew behind these cameras helping us through the shows. Anyway, let's dive into this series as Team Liquid did come out on top of Cloud9 2-1, 2.5-1, however you want to say it.
They won.
It's not debatable. They won this best of 3
they
series.
won the match.
And I, before we get into too much about this game, I want to jump back now and just remind everyone that at the beginning of the day, we threw out the fact that with one exception in that CLG beat Team Liquid, the standings were exactly as they should be. All of the teams' wins were against teams below them, and all of their losses were against teams above them. So this is the second deviation from that we've had so far this split, which I find very fascinating, and we will return to that. Now I want to walk through this game, get this down, and we can reapproach that kind of macro picture.
I'll go to that later on. Yeah, this game is awesome, and it's funny because I know in the previous game I was like, yeah, that whole playing tanks on Lorlo thing. There's one thing that supersedes Lorlo playing tanks, and that Lorlo and Dardoch are really, really close friends, and their synergy is so freaking on point. Like, this is one of the best top jungle synergies in League of Legends. Like, these guys are so tight together. And when you give Dardoch something that goes ham, and you give one of his best friends Shen, those guys are making a ham sandwich, and they're going hard on somebody. And what was great is Liquid were a little bit gifted in an advantageous 2-on-2. Whoops, a face check. Whoops, Bart's missing a flash. And then they were constantly bashing those guys in the 2-on-2 and honestly sneaky. And Buddy never really stood a chance where suddenly, well, here's a Shen-empowered Rek'Sai. Whoop, here's a Shen-empowered Rek'Sai. And kills and kills and kills kept showing up in that lane. And it was a nice battering ram to kind of break the game open, even though Impact was actually getting a couple kills on their Lorlo.
Yeah, everyone knows that Shen's favorite food is a ham sandwich.
Yeah.
But Yeah, I like the point about Impact actually did have a handle on that lane for some time, but we do know that Shen will eventually outscale Aurelia.
Yeah.
Unless you build specifically for the 1v1, because we were talking about, well, you can build a pork and all this, that, the other thing.
But you're already losing the rest of the map so hard.
You become immensely less effective in the team fights. And so, yeah, sure, Impact actually had some solid individual performances, but more so than anything, I mean, that awful level 1 for Cloud9, and then the correct diagnosis from Team Liquid to return gank that lane over and over again was really how they created their advantages. And I love Jat and Pastry's point about how as the series went on, Team Liquid looked more and more dominant. And this wasn't just a case of Cloud9 making mistakes, right? Sometimes we do look at teams or upset games and say, well, the better team just didn't show up today. I don't think that this is the case here. Sure, Cloud9 made mistakes, but Team Liquid really took it to them this time around and did create their own advantage. I mean, just 13 minutes into the game, Cloud9 stabbing for a turret dive here, and Team Liquid turn it in a beautiful 4-for-0.
And it starts so well. Shut off the turret dive. Great flash by Fabi, by the way. Predicts what Jensen didn't do over in game 2 and whatnot, and the fight breaks out. But Fabi's totally safe, so the ult comes in, and C9 suddenly realizes they have bitten off more than they can chew. Victor's not even in this fight. This is a 5v4 that Liquid are getting kills in, even though they're not under the turret anymore. They're just kind of chasing on down. And it gets really close. Liquid knows that Victor's coming in, by the way. C9 doesn't. They're like, oh, we can just smash these guys. Easy, easy. Just kidding. Flash, ult, death ray, goodbye. And you know, fortunate by Liquid, they survived that. Dardoch was so low, if he weren't getting the earlier kills from ganking that earlier 2-on-2, he probably would have died, and that fight would have been a bit closer. But you can see, like, even really sick plays, you predict the flash, you get away, you prevent the engage, right? And you cannot do that on reflex. You must do it on prediction. Fabi did, and that's awesome. When Matt's talking about, well, Piglet knows more things. Yeah, of course, but this guy's still top of ranked play, right? This guy's been challenger for like 7 years straight. Right. Okay, less than that because it's not been how long rank's been out, but Fabi is that good of a player. He's like, there's a Gragas, this is gonna be body slam flash, get out of there. I just baited everybody. Sick, good job.
And in this game, Team Liquid felt like they had way more control than the rest, as we mentioned. With that early gold lead, they moved to a pretty easy victory on this one. Player of the game is going to go to Dardoch, 6-0 and 11 on Rek'Sai. 90% kill participation when there's that much action in the game is very impressive.
Right, I mean, he's the one making all the action. He's like, oh, bot lane's low? Oh, I'm sorry you guys got first blood in a 2v0. I'm sorry I couldn't be part of that one. But let me go ahead and, smack these guys up a bit more. So, I mean, definitely great play by Dardoch. It's the right choice to go to that side of the map, and when he needs to support Lolo, he will, but when he knows he's going to smack a 2-on-2, he's going to do that and have Lolo back him up.
And I found that a really cool little bit of insight in the interview with Matt, where he was talking about the mentality, and the person who led them in that realm was Dardoch, right? And it's almost obvious that that would be the guy, right?
Once you know him, you get it.
When you know Dardoch, you're like, that's the dude who walks off the stage and is like, whether he's furious or happy or whatever, he's fueled by it and he's motivated to get back out there and win. He does just that. He helps the team. Now, I do want to return really quickly to that kind of macro point that we made, since at the beginning of the day, we talked about standings. Here now, Team Liquid beats C9.
Yes.
Freak, please.
Okay.
Explain.
Right, so the question is it an upset or is Liquid this good? And here's my hypothesis. It's a pipe dream, here we go. Liquid were 1-3 in the first 2 weeks, and then enter Fabi and Dardoch stays in. That lineup is 4-1.
Yes.
Okay, some easier matches, whatnot, but the loss to CLG, the loss to Envy were at the older lineup with Piglet and in one case Moon in that matchup. So now you've got Liquid, who get a rematch against Envy tomorrow with Dardoch and Fabi in, right? They just took down C9, who's a third place team. Like, if this is a third place team, these results now make sense.
Yes.
They keep this roster together. That's what Liquid are now in store for. And if you believe that, this is a 7-2 run.
Right.
In the back. Like, the only loss this Liquid squad had was to Immortals.
Yeah.
Oh no, you lost a PO3 to Immortals. What a garbage team, right? So, like, this is honestly a really bright point. We might see Liquid play this well continuously.
So it just makes tomorrow's matchup against Envy all that much more interesting, because if you do forgive the losses that they had in the earlier portions of the split due to the roster mix-ups and stuff,
and finding a
then they really might actually be a third-place team, which is very I just think this is very exciting, because we had just talked about how the league was it's clear. Here's your top four, here's your bottom three, and these guys in the middle. Well, that might not be the case anymore, which is fabulous. It means we've got some exciting League of Legends to come on the back half of this split. All right, that's going to do it for this series, closing out Team Liquid the victors. Now, earlier in the day, we asked you to connect with us on Twitter with the question, what's been the biggest LCS surprise so far this summer? Here are some of your responses. First up, Duckling says the biggest surprise this split is the MSI runner-up and returning NALCS champions not being in the top 3. I mean, that in and of itself, I agree 100%. we talked about it a little bit. You have this expectations, defending champions, even if you take some time off, even if the meta changes a little bit out of your favor, I would still expect you to be higher than 7th.
Flash Wolves, undefeated in MSI. G2, first place in Europe. They took a vacation, but hey, SKT, top 4, not bad, right? What happened to these? Oh, CLG's just, right? And so you can no longer like draw a bunch of lines.
So the jury's still out a little bit on that one.
What I will say is I got to talk to Smoothie, and he said that CLG is looking a whole lot better in practice games. So CLG, he says they think their back half will be much better. Maybe they start getting back on track.
All right, so a little bit of inside information there. We'll see if that comes to fruition in their actual games. Now, TSM got a couple mentions as well. Our Carlos Judd said TSM still undefeated, might win their 4th NALCS this time. And I just have to agree. Yeah. Right? This is more a situation where it's like, yeah, they look damn good. They are undefeated. Who's going to stop them?
I absolutely agree. TSM look amazing, right? Rookie Biofrost doing just fine, honestly. Like he and Fabi coming in, fresh blood,
of Biofrost, we have a tweet about him. Along Legacy Aeon says, Biofrost doing so well for a rookie support. The future is bright for him and the team. And I don't know if you want to continue on the Biofrost hype train here.
I mean, I feel like at this point, like Biofrost is rookie of the split. And like there's players who are doing wonderfully, right? Like Fabi's doing awesome as well. Like he's, of course, a runner in this one. But like if TSM just keep winning other matches, like how do you not vote for the rookie on the like how do you not do that, right? Like Dardoch got it.
Don't challenge me. I will find a way.
I mean, look, people can vote how they want, but like at this point, everyone's kind of believing the hype now. Biofrost definitely very good, solid player. TSM are wonderful.
Without a doubt, Biofrost is making his bid for rookie in the split. Finally, a little bonus tweet action. Kurgliashav, I really hope, please let me know if I got that wrong. Kurgliashav shared the best way to kick back and watch the North American LCS. He says, finally, I got why I spend money on a good TV in 2016. I mean, there's nothing. Look how many TVs we get to watch.
We have
8 TVs.
8 times your television. Actually, there's more too, because there's one over there that we can look at.
That's true. You guys don't get to see that one. But we get to see giant versions of the LCS. Actually, it's sometimes a little bit LCS overload.
I think it's funny how pixelated it is, though. Because I know it's in higher quality than that.
Well, he needs to invest in a better camera. He spent all the money on the TV.
It's on mobile mode, right? It's like a 240p glory.
Sorry, we digress. Anyway, we have finished our first series here, but there's more league action coming right up as Echo Fox takes on Envy in our second match of the night. We're back in just 3.5. Jeez.
All the emotion Josh has, all the everything you guys have, like going to the gym afterwards, like proving yourself, we do that afterwards, okay? Right now, it's all in the present, no past, no future. Don't think about what happened before. Don't think about what's going to happen after. I need 100% focus on this game, okay?
Jungle is the great equalizer. Meteor's going to line it up. Lola's already taunted out of the way. Beautiful flash from Meteor, and that's the answer.
I've shield soon.
Hell yeah, Phoenix. W need.
I got Saber too. I'm taking time. I'm taking 2 more shots. I'm taking 1 more shot. I can take 2 more.
I can get Phoenix goes crazy. And the binding's in, but Meteor's caught on the front side in the gravity field. Sneaky now gonna get chased out. Team Liquid gonna clean things up as Phoenix get a double kill. But he goes down as well. A triple for Phoenix. Cloud9 will finally fall as Team Liquid topple a Giant to take the series.